welcome back to the back 12 presented by Crew 42. We have the Discraft Kalamazoo Open presented by Discover Kalamazoo. Is it an A tier here at BlueGil Disc Golf course?
Joining us today will be Andrew Marwede and Reid Frescura, TOWCH TWINS.
What a great logo there. Actually, those logos have some merchandise on that can be purchased from Reid Frescura or myself. Got some nice TOWCHs and some fundraiser discs. Alright, so we got Reid Frescura here with the hot round, first round, 10-11 rated.
Tim Barham, Michigan's finest. Look at that face.
Got myself with my trusty Pro Pig. Not too happy. Oh, just kidding. Yes, I am.
Stoic Daniel Treece. Everybody calls him Tree in Michigan.
So we got Reid with a 32 4 under par. Tim with the best front 12 with a 36 under par. Dan the 1 under 35. And myself a 5 under 31.
It's a pretty close race so far.
Pretty hot start by Tim, lots of twos. Next up we got hole 13, 235 feet. I believe this is the easiest hole on the course, so everyone's definitely looking for the 2 here. For all the righties, it's probably going to be a nice forehand, except for Tree, because he likes throwing those putters backhand.
All right, so we have Andy here lining up for his shot. Nice forehand. Filtering through. Yep, just barely in the circle.
Threw it a little wide, kissed off the backside of the tree, but still close enough for a putt. We got Tim here throwing a sidearm.
Get a little skip action maybe. Got stuck out. Still, easy putt. We have myself here throwing a Flex GT Ringer John Perry Signature Series.
Doing the Michael Johansson walk away on that one. Pretty much as long as you throw it and miss that first tree, you should be within circle 2 at the minimum for a putt. So we got Dan here lining up a backhand putter. Leaks it a little bit left, but stays clean, so he'll have a putt.
He does love his turnovers.
We got Dan here up first. Looks like he's just outside the circle maybe.
Ooh.
Connects. Myself with a similar distance, maybe a little bit closer. This is definitely one of the easiest holes on the course too, so if you're walking away with anything but a 2, you're not feeling too happy about your shot.
I used a Luna on that putt actually. Beadless.
And Tim cleans up for the star frame.
Pretty close race so far. Tim by 2 strokes to myself and 1 stroke away from Andrew. All right, so we got hole 14, par 3, 345. Trees lining the fairway on both sides. The fairway goes pretty straight, and then about halfway down it turns to the left a little bit. The play here is to throw for the righty a flip-up fairway driver, I believe. And yeah, the lefties are just looking to throw a forehand. Get lucky.
It's a pretty tight gap too. It's definitely one where you're happy just throwing down the middle, hitting the line, hoping to get a putt here.
Definitely a good bonus hole.
So I'm up here first, throwing a Champ T-Bird. Hyzer flip.
Oh, it's looking very nice. Beautiful. Parked. That could possibly be a stroke on the card.
Got Tim here next, throwing his Vulture. Looks pretty close to the same line, a little bit wider. Hit some shoes on the right. He might have a putt. Might be a little bit obstructed though. We got Reid here throwing a...
I think he threw a Z nuke.
Forehand. Hits the gap perfectly. Skips up. Rolls back down. Got a piece of mud hanging off of it. Throwing it down hopefully. Unfortunate roll by Reid.
Still be easy 3 though. We got Tree See what he's got.
Looks like another fairway driver. Perfect
Ooh.
line. Skip up.
Yeah.
No more than 15 feet from the basket. Nice shot by Dan. Got Reid with his Pro D Challenger. Bet you he's running. No, he's not. He's laying up. Who is this guy? Smart shot by Reid. Easy 3 there. We got Tim here trying to find a lane. Looks like he finds one, but hits the tree right by the basket. It's a pretty protected green as well, as you can see. We got Dan here tapping in for the 2.
It's a really good 2 to get.
I believe we got Tim here walking up. Taps in for the 3.
It's such a good drive. Oh my gosh.
And we got Reid here tapping in for the 3. Not too bad of a hole. We got 2 birdies and 2 pars.
All right, we got hole 15, 410 feet. It's a double hump hole, so this is the first humper going up. This is the spot you want to land right here, and then, I mean, if you can get lucky, this is the second hump, so if you can get up here, you're in really good shape. But
this hole definitely plays closer to a par 4 than a par 3. I've only ever heard of maybe 1 or 2 twos on this hole before, so everyone here, oh, hello. All right, so everyone here is probably just playing for the 3 here. Taking my trusty Pro Pig. Leave it a little bit right side, but not too far off the fairway, so might have something there.
got Dan throwing his world. Probably not what he wanted, but
Right next to me on the right side of the fairway. Early left definitely is the spot not to be, so right side, there's still chances to save 3. Looks like Tim gets up there pretty far, even though he's on the left side. That looks like a pretty good shot.
Throwing my trusty buzz here. Not that trusty.
Yanks a little bit. Not too happy, but got Reid here throwing a forehand.
I just pretty much threw through all the trees and hoped it worked out.
I was wondering what Gabby hit up there.
Yeah. It's like a green wall.
Got Dan here throwing backhand. Turnover. Didn't turn it over quite all the way. We'll see if he has a putt or not, but definitely heavily wooded over there.
Oh, Andy.
Throwing my Pro
forehand.
Pig. Left it a little bit wide. Hits one of the later trees. I'm not too happy about that shot. Tim throwing a Sky Anheuser with his zone, trying to flex it out. I think he gets the same tree I hit, so. Got Tim up here first.
Ooh.
Great putt by Tim. That was at least 50, 60 feet uphill. Puts all his momentum into that putt. Dead center. Unbelievable putt. And he's pumped. A little bit closer, maybe 40, 45. Jump putt. Left a little low, so I'll have to deal with the 4. Dan actually had a look here through the trees. Circle 2.
Unfortunate roll, though. Kind of got away from the basket a bit.
He's got a circle's edge putt coming back now. Kisses the chains right side. I think he's going to be tapping in for a 5. We got Reid here with the remarkable 3 save. Definitely was not happy with his drive, but incredible upshot. Myself tapping in for the 4. And Dan, unfortunately, tapping in for the 5. One of those holes where if you get off the fairway early, real danger. Moving on, though, we got hole 16, 264 feet, pretty downhill, pretty tight gap, about 10 feet wide. If you hit a tree early, it's definitely hard to save 3 from there. So we're looking to throw probably a putter, possibly a mid-range, straight down. Got some trees to beat towards the end, but the basket's in kind of in a bowl, so it kind of filters down to the basket. So definitely one that you want to at least get a putt on. Got Tim up first, throwing his buzz. Tim throws buzzes pretty good too, so as expected, hits the line perfectly, just past the basket. He'll have a 25 feet putt coming back for the 2.
Oh god, don't look. Yup. Not the best. Andy with his pro pig. See what he can do with it.
If you couldn't tell already, I don't like throwing backhand mid-range, so sometimes you need a really beat up pro pig to take that spot. So made its way down there, circle 1 putt. We got Dan here throwing a putter. I believe that's his gauntlet he's been throwing all day, but makes it most of the way, hits the very last tree. He'll have a circle's edge putt for it too. Good shot for him. And what's the plan here, Reid?
I was trying to throw some sort of forehand roller that was going to stand up at some point and just go down the fairway.
Made it out there pretty clean.
Yeah.
And that hit one of the trees in their fairway. That was looking good. That would have been right in the circle. Gave it a good bid for his 3 save. Imagine not too happy about that, but we got Dan here. Circle 2 putt. He knows it's in. Great putt for him. Tim coming back for the 2 on a knee, dead center.
No surprise there.
Myself going with a straddle putt from about 20 feet.
Nice 2. It's very well done.
So we got 3 2s and an unfortunate 4. Reid's trying to speed up there and tap it in.
We got hole 17, 333 feet. You play basically, you want to throw uphill, but it's a pretty tight fairway. A lot of righties just throw backhand flip up drivers to get up there, but yeah, it's pretty tough to get up to the green on this one. Definitely a good bonus hole to get. Not to mention you have to watch out for rollaways on this kind of green, but yeah.
Definitely very uphill once you get up most of that fairway, so main objective is to hit this first gap here. Most people take the right gap. A few people take the left gap. Very tight either way. Tim executes it perfectly.
Ooh.
And he's actually, I think, passed up in. You don't see that too often. About 35 feet right of the basket. Here I'm throwing my Star Thunderbird, trying to take the inside route. Didn't really flip up as much as I thought it would, but fights through a little bit. We'll see if I'm able to get up and down from there. Got Dan throwing driver, flip up as well. Hits the gap perfectly.
A little short.
Right in the middle of the fairway, though. He's not complaining. He's going back to his nuke, right?
Yup.
Leaves it a little bit wide. Might be kind of tricky from there. Actually gets up pretty far. Probably about 50 feet or so. Uphill putt, so he'll have a chance. Throwing my pro pig here.
Thought you were trying to run that for a second.
It's so uphill, honestly, I kind of was. I figured I'd leave it short no matter what, so.
Ooh, baby.
Great putt from Dan. That putt is so uphill. I know it looks uphill, but it's even more uphill in person, so.
Confidence, though.
We got Reid here trying to save his 3 from circle's edge. Left a little low. Didn't roll, though, so he'll be tapping in for the 4.
Got Tim for the 2 here.
Surprising miss, right side, but didn't go too far past the basket, so he'll be left with a 3, which isn't a bad score for this hole, but he was definitely looking to capitalize with that great drive. I'm just tapping in the 3, trying not to fall. It's a long ways down for a big guy like me.
The ground shakes when you fall. Gotta watch out. Tap in with an ESP Raptor. Paul Ulebar's signature series. Make sure to go out and support him.
Alright, next hole. I think it's the shortest hole in the course. Only 235 feet. Pretty tight gap though. Most players are going to be throwing a putter backhand. The whole right side, about 15-20 feet right of the basket and behind the basket, is going to go straight downhill. So you definitely want to land close to the basket. Otherwise, it is trouble down there. We got Dan throwing first with his gauntlet backhand right up next to the basket. Great shot for him. This is the angle from the basket, by the way. So we got Tim also throwing putter.
Very well done.
Parks it. And unfortunately, I was through my forehand pig, hit an early tree.
And I decided to follow him because I wasn't getting enough Andy time so we could hold hands to our lie.
So I got to do a little flex here with the same disc. I was pretty happy with that shot, but definitely a hole that you want to get a look for 2 on. So looks like Reid.
Forehand chalet.
Yeah, great shot. Nice flat landing. Looks like we're all inside 15 feet now. Me and Reid are going to have to deal with a par. While Tim and Dan tap in for their 2. One of the easier holes, but not a super easy gap to hit from the start. So the kind gentleman grabbing Dan's disc.
Somebody has to.
All right, next up, hole 19, 241 feet. From the tee, you have to throw it probably mid-range, a little bit of anhyzer, but the main point is to make sure the disc hyzer's back. If your disc holds that anhyzer and goes down that hill, it is not going to stop. And this hole is known for rollaways and a lot of trees on this hole, so definitely one you're just trying to keep it straight and get a putt on.
You got Dan up with one of his putters. And it looks like...
Just a little short and right. That's kind of the miss for this hole. It's going to have like a 60-foot uphill putt. Tim throwing his Buzz SS. Pretty flat. Trying to hyzer back. Hits actually a stump.
Oh, no.
It rolled pretty far, actually. I don't know. That might be pretty far from the basket as well. It's a nice shot, though, from Tim. Unfortunate roll. Throwing my Rock X3 here on a flex. It's coming back nicely.
Oh, another roll.
Did I hit the same stump?
It might have, yeah.
Bye-bye. That rolled pretty far away. It's probably out of putting range. Got a cheating lefty here, throwing a forehand. Gets this ESP Raptor again.
Yup, did not work out, but that's okay.
Looked like a good line, just hit something. Knocked it down early. Throw my Pro Pig here, up shot. Try to give a little bit of a run, just because it's so uphill, but should be an easy 3. Got Tim here with a jump putt. Ooh.
That was a run.
Right off the front of the cage, and actually kind of lucky for that not to roll back down, but good run from Tim, easy 3. We got Dan here just laying up. We got Reid with the last hope for a birdie. He's going to run it. Didn't look like it went too far away, but we'll have a tester for a comeback for par.
I was hoping that one would roll, but...
Pro side's not catching today. But he'll tap in for his 4. I think everyone else tapped in for a 3, so even though it's one of the shorter holes, definitely a tricky fairway and green to attack here, so.
Hole 20, par 3, 396 feet. It's definitely one of the tougher par 3s, but yeah, it goes straight and it dog legs to the right. A lot of righties like to throw forehands that are more aggressive to try to reach the green or approach it. A safer shot would just be, a backhand, but pretty protected green. Yeah, super great too if you can get there, but definitely be happy taking a 3 on this one.
So first up, I believe that was Dan throwing a backhand. Just nice and straight, playing for the 3. You got Tim up here next. Who has a great forehand himself, so he's going with a Kong. Hoping for a big skip.
Ooh.
Definitely gets it.
Yeah.
Nice
Should be a look.
roll. Yeah. So that was a pretty ideal shot, and he's still from at least like 60 feet away, but nonetheless, great shot. He'll have a look for a 2. Got a star destroyer here. Going for a flip up hyzer. Hoping for the same skip as Tim.
Oh, man.
For some reason, I wanted to
Goes through everything.
throw 100 feet deep. Show Tim that I can still throw a little farther than him forehand.
I just got a force right here. It's pretty beef. But yeah.
It's an early tree. It's got a zone here, backhand. Finds a route, actually. That's a pretty good shot from back there. How close is that, you think, Reid?
Circle's edge,
All right.
roughly. Yeah.
You got Dan throwing that same blue putter as he does.
Perfect.
Another textbook up shot from Dan.
What's Andy gonna do here?
So I'm about 100 feet away or so. Try a nice little floaty jump putt. Gave it a run, but easy 3. Tim with the best drive of the group. 60 feet away. Gives it a good bid, just over the top though.
Thank God.
Dead center from Reid. Looking like everyone's going to get the 3 on this hole, which is not a bad score. If you're getting a 2 on this hole, it's probably a very long putt.
Yeah, I would say what, maybe like 5% of the field, if that.
If that, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely more 4s though than 2s. Looks like Dan might be.
Needing a moment of silence, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
All right, hole 21. 450 feet, slightly uphill. Definitely a full throw for most of the field. Unless you're Reid, then you're probably throwing like a buzz or something. But pretty tight gap up near the basket. A solid play is leaving it short. That way you have like a circle 2 look. Because anything right or left, there's no guarantee that you have a putt.
Or you could crash in from the left side too if you wanted, but that's for like lefty backhands and big righty forehands.
Sure. Definitely a bonus birdie. You got Dan up first. Probably throwing an overstable distance driver. I think he's taking that route I was talking about, just trying to play up short, straight, and he'll have a look. A little shorter than he might have wanted, but in the fairway. You got Tim here. Not sure what he's throwing, but
Probably a crank.
saying that's about like 10 feet from being ideal. Still a good shot. You might have a look from there. Got myself throwing a Star Destroyer.
Oh, yams it.
The nice BlueGil stamp, so maybe get a little good luck from that.
You might have a look in there. It's a crank as well.
Going for a flip up, flex. Reid's asking for it to get right. It tried to. See if it fought through that bush or not. Reid does not have hope it did, though. We got Dan here trying to throw it in. Does gauntlet. Leaves it a little right. Might be a tester putt coming back, but Tim is stuck here doing a forehand putter.
Definitely ran that one.
Yeah, that just shows how tight this green really is. And Reid, aren't you a righty, Reid? Or a lefty?
Yeah.
Switching to righty for this shot?
Anything you can do to run the basket. I saw Tim do it. I wanted to do it.
What would Tim do? So I'm pinned high here. This is not a comfortable stance. There's really not much of a putt.
Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate to have a good shot, not much of a putt, but I'll tap in for 3.
It's classic Michigan golf, though.
Nice comebacker for Tim for par. Or I mean Dan, sorry. And then Tim also tapping in for the 3. I got cut by a little thorn bush, so
Got a little dirty back there.
yeah. Reid tapping in for the 3. Looks like everyone's going to 3 this hole and move on. Hole 22, par 3, 300 feet. The danger here is leaving it short, left or right. Early left, there's really not much of a chance to save par, so what most players are going to look to do is probably throw a mid-range backhand, miss that tree we just passed right there, and hope to get a putt. Pretty straightforward. Pretty tight hole though, so the main gap is, or the main point, just hitting that first gap. We got Dan here.
Looks like the warship again.
Yeah, it could be. Leaving it a little bit low. Kind of skips up a little bit. Be about 40 feet short. Tim throwing his signature Buzz SS, I believe. Hyzer flip. That's the tree you have to beat. And that was a good shot by Tim. Just kind of hit the only tree in the fairway. I'm actually throwing a forehand sidewinder here. Because someone bet me I wouldn't do it, so. Worked out pretty well, though. About 20 feet away from the basket. Reid going back to that Buzz SS.
Oh,
What did that hit?
a sneaky vine. It's so dirty. Oh,
That was a pretty good shot by Reid with an unfortunate result. I think he kicked pretty far right, so. Did you have much of a look back there, Reid?
not much.
You got Tim just laying up for the 3. I believe this is Reid's 3rd shot here. Gonna try to throw it in with this challenger. That was a good run by Reid, just over top of the basket. Gonna have like a 20-foot, 15-foot putt for 4.
Let's see if Tree can make this one. Looks like the wind got a little bit of it.
Yeah, these last 3 holes, the wind kind of picks up a little bit too, but it's more in that field.
Nice putt by Andrew.
Reid come back, jams it in there for the 4. I believe Tim and Dan will be tapping in for their 3. Is that another TOWCH TWINS TOWCH we just saw?
It may have been, yes.
Man, that looks good.
All right, we got hole 23, 285. It's a pretty basic hole.
This is actually the short position too.
Yeah.
Usually there's a tee pad we're playing that's a couple hundred feet further back, but nonetheless, Reid.
The main things you want to look out for is basically just the hill behind the basket. As long as you can get up to the basket and not go too far past, you can avoid a roll. Yeah, definitely one of the holes you want to get on this course.
Either leaving it short with a death putt or hoping not to go too deep and roll. So I'm throwing a Sexton Firebird here.
Oh, great shot.
My spike highs are about 15 feet from the basket. Got Dan throwing backhand here. Looks like a fairway driver. Leaves it a little bit low, a little bit left. He might have a putt from there, but we'll see if he wants to run that today.
Barham going with the forehand as well.
Super high, super wide. Really trying to get that spike angle down so it doesn't roll. And almost hits the cameraman. Good landing spot though. 20 feet from the basket. Good shot by Tim.
Got that ESP Wasp again. Nice beefy. Yeah.
Nice and high. Ooh, hits the trees, drops right next to the basket. I think it'd have been good either way, but definitely helped it a little bit. We got Dan. Does run the putt. You can see the leaves blowing, so it's definitely pretty windy on this hole. Didn't go too far past, I don't think, though.
Got Tim here.
Sneaks it in there. 7 pocket. Dan coming back for his 3.
Yeah. It's a save.
Good putt.
Nice tap in by Andy. So we got 3 2s and a 3 on this one.
going into the last hole for the day. Hole 24, par 3, 333 feet. Most players are going to throw a turnover backhand or big forehand. Try to come in just in front of that tree that we're seeing right now. Hitting that gap. Leave yourself with the putt.
Pretty straightforward hole. Gotta
Yeah,
watch out for those trees on the green though.
Pretty open. The only trees where that come into play are right next to the basket. So got myself up first. Throwing a Star Destroyer.
It's looking good.
Oh.
Ooh.
Leave it about 5 feet from the basket. Good way to finish the round. You got Tim doing the same play. A little bit of wind bounce there. Wants to come in just before that tree. Kind of knocks down. Oh, only about 20 feet from the basket though, so good shot by Tim. Got Reid throwing a Raptor, correct?
Yup. Got a little on top of it.
Leaves a little bit of wide. Has an open look to the basket, but it'll be a good 90 feet away. And we got Dan.
Ooh.
Choosing the roller route.
Definitely unexpected.
Yeah, he's a local. He knows what he's doing. Great shot.
Beautiful.
20 feet from the basket. Got Reid here trying to throw this in with his Challenger. Gives it a good bit. I think it kissed that tree, otherwise that was going in, right?
We would hope.
Yeah, Dan here, 20 feet. He's got this all day. Yep. Good finish by Dan. And Tim also 20 feet away. He's not missing that. Great round by Tim. And myself tapping in for the birdie. And eventually, here he is. Here's Reid. Putt.
Horseshoe putt.
Reid taps in for the 3.
What's up, guys? Zach here, finishing up the commentary for round 2. Looking at the back 12 scores here, we got Reid Frescura shooting 2 over, Dan Treece shooting 4 under, and Tim and Andy both shooting 5 under for the back 12. So a lot of hot shooting on the card. Some unlucky kicks there and some bad breaks for Reid from really preventing him from being able to keep that first place position after his hot round. But looking at the standings, he is able to maintain his position on the lead card. So Tim is snuck into first with a 124. 2 strokes behind him is Andy with a 126. Dan 5 strokes behind him at 131, and Reid 1 stroke behind Dan at 132. Willie Prince looks to be the closest from chase card here, only 4 strokes away, and then 3 strokes behind him is a cluster of people who have all tied for 6th. So interested to see how some of these local players might be able to use their knowledge of the course maybe to make a run at these guys, but the lead card definitely has a little space between them, a little bit of breathing room. So see if they can keep that space and maintain those positions as they finish up the tournament. I want to take an opportunity to really thank Andy and Reid for coming out, supporting the channel, working with us, being patient with us to make sure that they could get all the commentary done for all 3 rounds done for us. It means the world to us that they support our channel and that they would be willing to do this for us. So thank you so much, guys, for doing that for us. We appreciate it. We support you. If you see them out and about, make sure you support them as well and their tour by getting a TOWCH. It's the coolest thing in the world. It's got a sweet picture on it, and it holds a disc, and it's a towel. So, I mean, it does everything that you possibly could want in a disc golf product. So go get yourself a TOWCH if you see them. And also, we want to make sure that we thank everyone from Crew 42, to you guys, the supporters, the fans, the guys who subscribe, that comment, that are going out with us for the casual courses. We thank you so much for supporting the channel. We couldn't have imagined that we'd have this much response from the local community. We saw a need. We didn't know how much people wanted it, but your guys' reaction to it has been outstanding, and it means so much to us that you guys support us and do those things for us. So we want to say thank you at the end of this round and before we get into the final round, where TOWCH Twins will be back to finish the commentary for round 3. So like and subscribe to videos. Like us on Facebook. Make sure you get notifications on when that 3rd round will be posted and the TOWCH Twins will be back. It's going to be the best round yet. We'll see how Andy Dan and Reid try to track down Tim. He takes the lead here. It's going to be a great round. Make sure you get notified when that drops so that you can enjoy the round. So thanks for watching. This has been Crew 42, and we are out.